but where it would sense that mud and do a mopping only event. Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Let's do the mopping test on this Yeedi M14 Plus robot vacuum cleaner. We got a big muddy mess, a bunch of hair and debris in the corners, and some obstacles. Let's do the test. Okay, let's go clean the world famous corner test area. I've done it a couple times. It's done okay, but one time, a couple times it didn't have water. But so let's select the room. I'm not going to do the intelligent hosting. Vacuum and mop. We'll do. I did have the water all the way up. It might have been leaving a few streaks. We'll turn it down a little bit. We'll do deep cleaning and 2 passes. All right.
Start vacuuming while mopping. D-bed is refilling water for the mop.
Okay, so it's refilling the water. Yeah, I didn't hear this earlier. I think it's working now. When it first filled the water tank up, it was real quiet. That sounds like a water pump that's working, but that's also a dirty water pump too, so I don't think it's washing the mop roller because it's already been washed recently, but maybe it is. Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Now this is the first cleaning with the Yeedi M14 Plus. I have to take it to my home first and use it for 3 months before I give it a Just a Dad sticker seal of approval. I did purchase it with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. This will be my honest opinion. And I did have a problem with it. I did have to prime the pump. So when I originally got this robot, it wasn't sucking water up from the clean water tank. So if you get a turkey baster and force water down this hole, that helps. And if you force water into this hole to fill the robot up, that helps. Now we did get a few drips there. So we'll keep an eye on this. Check out my website, justadadapproved.com, for the latest robots that are approved by me and have passed my 3-month real world test. This is just the first. Okay, let's see how it's going to do. I think it did recognize that cable. It traveled to this room. It washed the mop roller, filled the internal water tank up with water. Yeah, sometimes little cables are really hard to see or recognize. We got some muddy paw prints, a bunch of dirt and debris in the corners, a sock. All right, looks like it's going to go around it. So this does have a mop roller, and it can extend that mop roller up against the wall, which we're going to see over here. There's a sock. Looks like it recognized the sock and it's going to go around it. Now it doesn't have a side brush. It can extend into the corner. And for some reason, it made a loop around this corner. Earlier, it did that corner, but this time it did not. Now that piece of furniture here is 4 inches tall. The robot wants to go under it, but it doesn't go under it all the way like I would want it to. I would want it to travel all the way up against the wall, but it goes under there and then kind of stops. So it still recognizes the cable. Now this does not have a camera on board. That's just an obstacle avoidance sensor on the front, but it does have an LED light that it can help clean at night. I'm going to turn the vacuum down a little bit. It's going to do the perimeter of the room first, then it's going to go back and forth in the nice straight lines. I have it set to vacuum and mop. You can do vacuum only or vacuum then mop. 4 levels of suction. I've got the water level turned up pretty good and I got it in deep clean. And we can see right where it's cleaning on the app. Now you should hear just a little bit of gurgling. There's a wiper that's wiping the dirt off of the mop roller into a little tray and it's being sucked up into the dirty water tank. So that's that little gurgling you hear. And then every once in a while you'll hear a water pump kick on. I did hear that water pump. It'll kind of kick on and spray water on top of the mop roller. And the floor is wet. I might want to turn it down a little bit. There's a couple streaks. There's that water pump I hear. Now the side brush did get into that mud a little bit. There are some artificial intelligence settings you can turn on to sense that mud. I don't have those on right now. I'm going to experiment with those later, but where it would sense that mud into a mopping only event. It's doing a pretty good job of mopping. It did leave some in the corner over there, and it left some, definitely left some in this corner, but earlier it went all the way and turned. My wall's not perfectly square. I have found that out, so sometimes that does affect the robots, but typically not that much. Overall, it's doing a really good job, I think. It did kind of splatter some of the coffee grounds, but now it's picking them up, and there's even kitty litter inside some of that dirt, which is really hard to pick up. And it's going to come over here and pass. I do have it on 2 passes. It's going to go left, right, and then it's going to go up, down. Now, oddly enough, we don't get a symbol that there was something there. Maybe it'll add it later. Ooh, I do like that we have skip it, add. So if this thing's doing a whole home clean and it's bothering you, you can go in the app and tell it to skip the room, and it doesn't cancel the entire job. It just leaves the room, because these things can bother you if you're on the phone. You can change these on the fly. There's a status going across letting you know when it's done. I think that's time remaining. Or maybe that's how long it's been going. We'll see. But I did have some problems with this when I first unboxed it. It does appear to be working pretty good now. I can hear that gurgling. I did not hear that in the first cleaning because there was no water being sprayed onto the mop roller. Hence, there was nothing for it to put into the dirty water tank. And I don't hear that water pump all the time. So they make you think that it's constantly spraying water on the mop roller, which it may be, but I only hear that mop roller like every 20 seconds, or maybe, I don't know. But you can definitely hear it. There it was. There's all the way on quiet. Okay, I hear it, so let's time it. There it is. I hear the water pump. About 10 seconds between water pump activations. But it is doing an excellent job of cleaning this room. I can't stress that enough. Corner cleaning capability is not there, even though the ad says it can. Very, very impressive how clean this room's getting, other than the corners. We'll see if it's going to do the edges of the room on the second pass. It's about to finish up here. That's a timer. It's a timer going across how long it's been cleaning. I think it's, nope, I thought it was going to do the perimeter.
Return to station.
Okay, it says cleaning completed. I thought I hit 2 passes. Maybe the 2 passes was just a really tight pattern. I thought it was going to do the crisscross pattern. All right, it's going to travel back to the dock. It does wash them up with hot air or hot water and then dry with hot air. Looks like 167 degree hot water and 113 degree hot air.
Start charging. About to start auto empty. Let's start washing the roller mop with hot water.
And these are all normal sounds. That's what a dirty water pump should sound like. And, you'll hear the clean water pump. Yeah, there's the clean water pump. It's kind of loud, but that's the normal sound. If it's quiet, that means it's not pumping water. I thought I hit clean it twice. Maybe it does it. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But it did take twice as long. This was the earlier cleaning. So yeah, if you tell it to clean twice, it just keeps going in that same floor direction, which is what I set up in the app. I told it the floor went that way. Okay, I'm gonna go get set up on the carpet test and we'll do a carpet test. Okay, here's the baseball card. 600, it's on sale for 500 right now. 18,000 pascals of suction. It does side reach, it's a mop roller. Side brush is pretty standard. Single brush, small comb. Onboard water tank, no camera. I need to check that. Obstacle avoidance was actually pretty good. I got to do more testing. It says it'll do a 20 millimeter threshold. I got to check that. It is only 3.86 inches thick. The mop is only about 7 inches wide. It does have an AI dirt detect with that sensor on the front. There's the temperatures. No dirt detect in the base station. People might start, the manufacturers might start going away from this and doing it just through the sensor on the robot, which I don't agree with, but I think you need both. Solution tank, you have to add the solution to the clean water tank, but it does have tray removal. I do like the app. The app is very easy to use. I have at home, I'm testing the C12 Plus. It's doing a pretty good job. Its battery life is very low. So I do purchase these robots with my own money. The best place to find the robots that I highly recommend, because it's on my website, justadadapproved.com. I'll put my scorecards, my baseball cards. After this, I'm taking this to my house today. I'm anxious to start using it. And then we'll see exactly how it's gonna do. Again, I did have that problem. That's gonna kind of ding it a little bit. And that analytics that Amazon is telling us about a high return item, we have to take that with a grain. We have to respect that. They have a lot of analytics behind the scenes that if they're labeling something as high return, it probably has a lot of returns. So that will be taking maybe a couple dings off the score for that. But look for that review coming in about 3 months. Taking it to I will do the ad versus reality. I may do that today. Turn on all the advanced sensors on it and we'll do a coffee spill and see if it actually avoids the coffee or mops it up. We'll see how that advertising versus reality, that's a new series I've started. This is the first look. I'll have the 3-month real world testing coming up. I'll compare it to the closest competitor. Again, if a robot is one that I highly recommend, it's gonna have all the videos to back it up. It'll have the first look, how to set it up, actual review, the 3-month how to clean it, how did it do at my house, did I feel like I wanted to throw it out the window, the hassle factor, that'll be huge. I already had some hassle with this. You know, I had to prime the pump myself, and people that don't watch this video, they're going to get it and it's not going to work, and they're probably just going to box it up and send it back. So I do think it's worth trying to prime the pump. Will it fail in the future? I don't necessarily know. So again, thanks everybody. I do have the full first look video, which has this and how it's going to vacuum up. I'm going to do the vacuum carpet test right now, but then the ad versus reality. So check out my website, justadadapproved.com. If you found this video helpful, hit the like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.